Well, hey, folks, it's your old pal King Waspinator. Welcome back to Total Party Skills. On a lark, I was talking to Grok, which I don't do a whole lot of regular interactions with AIs, just because I don't think it's healthy to become too reliant or codependent on them. But after asking a few leading questions of comparative religion, I basically asked it to integrate Zoroastrianism, Judaism, Gnosticism, Christianity, Islam, Taoism, and Sikhism into a single religion based on any common data point that 90% or greater of them share. And this is what I got. As of now, quoting Grok. To integrate Zoroastrianism, Judaism, Gnosticism, Christianity, Islam, Taoism, and Sikhism into a single religion based on common data points with a 90% or greater degree of alignment, we need to identify theological, philosophical, or practical elements shared all across these traditions with near universal agreement, while accounting for their distinct languages, historical contexts, and mythological narratives. This requirement of 90% alignment implies a high degree of consensus, meaning the shared elements must be present in at least 6 of the 7 traditions, approximately 85.7%, rounded up to meet the threshold, and must be fundamental enough to bridge linguistic and narrative differences. Below, I'll analyze the core beliefs of each tradition, identify highly aligned commonalities, and construct a hypothetical integrated religion drawing on primary texts and doctrinal data while respecting the diversity of each system. Now, where do you want to read through all these overviews of these religions right now? I mean, they're pretty short. Zoroastrianism is described as a monotheistic worship of Ahura Mazda with a dualistic cosmology, good versus evil, Angra you as the opposing force, emphasizing good thoughts, words, and deeds in an eschatological renewal called Frashokereti. Judaism, strict monotheism centered on Yahweh, covenantal relationship with Israel, adherence to the Torah, and ethical living for a messianic age. Gnosticism, based on a transcendent monad, a flawed material world created by the demiurge and salvation through gnosis. Christianity, monotheism with the Trinity, salvation through faith in Jesus Christ, and a fallen world redeemed by divine grace. Islam, strict monotheism, submission through Muhammad's prophethood, and ethical living for divine judgment. Taoism, the Tao is the ineffable unifying principle of existence, emphasizing harmony, non-action, and living in accordance with the natural flow. Sikhism, strict monotheism, a formless God, liberation through devotion, and ethical living with universal equality. The common data points. 6 traditions, Judaism, Gnosticism, Christianity, Islam, Taoism, and Sikhism, affirm a singular supreme reality, whether a personal God or an impersonal principle. Zoroastrianism's monotheism is debated due to dualism, but Ahura Mazda's supremacy aligns with a singular ultimate reality in most interpretations. Linguistic differences and narratives exist, but the core idea of one ultimate source of existence is shared, alignment of 85.7%, potentially 90% plus if Zoroastrianism monotheism is emphasized. Transcendence of the supreme reality, analysis. All 7 traditions affirm the transcendent of the supreme reality, describing it as beyond human comprehension or material limits, despite variations. Narrative differences do not negate this core alignment 100%. Ineffability or apophatic description. Analysis. All 7 traditions use apophatic language or emphasize the supreme reality's ineffability, acknowledging its incomprehensibility despite positive attributes. Linguistic variations are minor, alignment 100%. Ethical living as a core practice. Analysis. All 7 emphasize ethical living aligned with the supreme reality's will or natural order, though specifics differ. Gnosticism's emphasis is weaker in some sects, focusing on knowledge over action, but moral purity is still present. Alignment 85.7%, potentially over 90% if broadly interpreted. Purposeful existence or human role. Analysis. All affirm a purposeful human existence tied to the supreme reality, but the means differ. The core idea of a divinely or cosmically ordained purposehood is shared, though Gnosticism's negative view of the material world slightly diverges. Alignment 85.7% plus 90% with broad interpretation. Other potential commonalities: eschatology or ultimate goal, Abrahamic religions and Zoroastrianism share a linear eschatology, but Gnosticism focuses on individual transcendence. Taoism lacks a clear eschatology, and Sikhism incorporates samsara with liberation. Alignment 57% insufficient. Revelation or prophethood. Abrahamic religions and Zoroastrianism emphasize prophets. Sikhism has gurus, but Taoism and some Gnostic sects lack this framework. Alignment 71% insufficient. Creation by supreme reality. Most affirm creation by the supreme reality, but Gnosticism attributes the material world to the demiurge, and Taoism's creation is a natural emanation. Alignment 71% insufficient. Common data points with 90% alignment. Based on the analysis, the following elements meet or closely approach the 90% alignment threshold. Transcendence of the supreme reality. All agree the supreme reality is transcendent, beyond material limits or human comprehension. Ineffability or apophatic, I'm not familiar with this word, description. All describe the supreme reality as beyond full description, using negative theology or emphasizing its mystery. Singular supreme reality. 6 traditions, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Sikhism, Gnosticism, and Taoism, clearly affirm one ultimate reality. Zoroastrianism aligns if Ahura Mazda's supremacy is emphasized over dualism. Ethical living. All emphasize ethical conduct aligned with the supreme reality, though Gnosticism's focus is less consistent. Broadly interpreted, this reaches near universal agreement. Purposeful human existence. All assign humanity a purpose tied to the supreme reality, whether through devotion, ethics, or cosmic alignment, with Gnosticism's material negative view as a minor outlier. To meet the strict 90% threshold, we'll prioritize the 2 100% aligned points and include the 3 near 90% points with broad interpretation, ensuring flexibility to accommodate linguistic and narrative differences. Constructing the integrated religion. The integrated religion, which we'll call Unitary Transcendentalism for clarity, Unitary Transcendentalism, yeah, very clear, synthesizes these common elements into a cohesive system, harmonizing diverse narratives and languages while preserving their shared essence. Below are its core components. A. Core belief, one transcendent, ineffable reality. Tenet. There is a single supreme reality, referred to as the One, God, Tao, or Truth, that is the source of all existence. It is transcendent, beyond material limits, and ineffable, defying complete human description. Drawing from Quran 42:11, Tao Te Ching, Chapter 1, Guru Granth Sahib Mul Mantar, and the Apocryphon of John. Integration. This accommodates Judaism's Yahweh, Islam's Allah, Sikhism's Ik Onkar, Christianity's God, Trinity generalized as one essence, Gnosticism's Monad, Taoism's Tao, and Zoroastrianism's Ahura Mazda, emphasizing monotheism over dualism. Linguistic differences are unified by focusing on the shared concept of a singular transcendent source. Narrative synthesis. The One is described apophatically, i.e., not this, not that, from Gnosticism and Taoism, with attributes like wisdom, mercy, or formlessness, allowing diverse traditions to recognize their deity or principles without imposing one name or form. B. Ethical framework, living in alignment. Tenet. Humans are called to live ethically, aligning their actions with the will or natural order of the One, through virtues like truth, compassion, humility, and harmony. Drawing from Yasna 38.8, Exodus 20, Matthew 5, Quran 20, 177, Tao Te Ching Chapter 8, and Guru Granth Sahib, page 1245. Integration. This incorporates Zoroastrianism's good deeds, Judaism's commandments, Christianity's love-based ethics, Islam's Sharia, Sikhism's service, Taoism's Wu Wei, and Gnosticism's moral purity. The term alignment bridges legalistic and naturalistic ethics. Narrative synthesis. Ethical living is framed as a universal call to reflect the One's perfection or harmony, expressed variably as following divine law, combating evil, seeking purity, or flowing with nature. C. Human purpose, fulfilling divine or cosmic intent. Tenet. Humanity's purpose is to live in accordance with the One's will or cosmic order, achieving fulfillment through devotion, ethical action, or understanding. Drawing from Quran 51:56, Genesis 1:26 through 28, Yasna 30. Guru Granth Sahib, page 11, Tao Te Ching, chapter 25. Integration. This encompasses Islam's submission, Judaism's covenant, Christianity's salvation, Sikhism's union with God, Zoroastrianism's role in cosmic good, Taoism's harmony with the Tao, and Gnosticism's pursuit of gnosis, broadly interpreted as understanding the One. The term fulfillment unifies these goals without requiring specific mechanisms. Narrative synthesis. The purpose is described as a journey toward the One, whether through devotion, covenantal duty, God, that is an unnatural sounding word, covenantal duty, love, knowledge, good deeds, or natural flow, accommodating diverse mythological frameworks. D. Practice, contemplation, and action, tenet. Followers engage in practices that connect them to the One, including contemplation and ethical action, tailored to individual and cultural contexts. Integration. This includes Jewish prayer, Christian worship, Islamic salah, Sikh Nam Simran? Sorry, first time saying these things. Zoroastrian rituals, and Gnostic introspection. Ethical action incorporates service, charity, good deeds, and love. Narrative synthesis. Practices are unified as ways to align with the One, using culturally resonant terms to bridge linguistic differences. E. Cosmology, purposeful existence. Tenet. The universe emanates from or is created by the One, existing for a purpose that humans participate in through ethical and spiritual alignment. Integration. This generalizes Judaism, Christianity, Islam, and Zoroastrianism's creation narratives, Sikhism's view of the world as God's manifestation, Taoism's natural emanation, and Gnosticism's emanation from the monad, sidestepping the demiurge's role. The focus is on purpose, not mechanism. Narrative synthesis. The universe is described as an expression of the One's will or essence, with diverse narratives, unified by the idea of a purposeful cosmos. 5. Addressing linguistic and narrative differences. To integrate diverse languages and mythologies. Terminology. Use neutral terms like the One or Supreme Reality to encompass God, Allah, Tao, Manad, etc., avoiding cultural-specific names while allowing adherents to use the preferred terms in practice. Narratives. Frame the One's relationship to humanity as a universal call, expressed through prophetic voices, gurus, sages, or inner knowledge. Mythological specifics are treated as cultural expressions of the same truth. Flexibility. Allow practices and attributes to vary, while focusing on the shared goal of alignment with the One. 6. What the integrated religion excludes. To maintain 90% alignment, the following are excluded due to insufficient consensus. Trinitarianism, rejected by Judaism, Islam, Sikhism, and others. Dualistic cosmology, incompatible with non-dualistic views in Taoism, Sikhism, and most Abrahamic traditions. Samsara, absent in Abrahamic religions and Zoroastrianism. Demiurge and material negativity, contradicts the positive view of creation in Judaism, Islam, Christianity, and Sikhism. Specific prophets or figures, not universally recognized. Eschatological details, linear judgment versus cyclical liberation versus no eschatology, lacks consensus. 7. Structure of unitary transcendentalism. Name, unitary transcendentalism, reflecting the singular transcendent reality, core beliefs. The One is the singular transcendent ineffable source of all existence. Humanity's purpose is to align with the One through ethical living and spiritual practice. The universe is a purposeful expression of the One, and humans participate in its order. Practices, contemplation, prayer, meditation, or introspection to connect with the One, adaptable to cultural forms. Ethical action, living virtuously and serving others, inspired by diverse traditions. Community, emphasizes universal equality and communal worship or reflection, adaptable to local traditions. Scriptural inspirations, draws on shared themes from the Torah, Gospels, Quran, Gathas, Guru Granth Sahib, Tao Te Ching, and Gnostic texts without privileging one text over the others. Challenges and considerations. Theological dilution. By focusing on high alignment points, the religion may feel generic, lacking the specific narratives that define each tradition's identity. Cultural sensitivity. Harmonizing terms like God and Tao requires careful framing to avoid alienating adherents who value their distinct language. Practicality. The religion's broad framework may struggle to unify communities with entrenched doctrinal commitments, but its flexibility allows local expressions. Conclusion. Unitary transcendentalism integrates Zoroastrianism, Judaism, Gnosticism, Christianity, Islam, Taoism, and Sikhism by focusing on their shared belief in a singular, transcendent, ineffable reality, ethical living, and a purposeful human existence. It accommodates linguistic and narrative differences by using neutral terms and flexible practices, while excluding divisive elements like the Trinity, dualism, or specific prophets. This religion reflects the 90% aligned commonalities, creating a universalist framework that respects each tradition's essence while fostering unity. Final answer. The integrated religion, unitary transcendentalism, includes belief in the One, a singular, transcendent, ineffable supreme reality as the source of all existence. 2. Ethical living, aligning actions with the One through virtues like truth, compassion, and harmony. 3. Human purpose, fulfilling a divine or cosmic role through devotion, ethics, or understanding. 4. Practices, contemplation, prayer, meditation, and ethical actions, service, and righteousness, adaptable to cultural forms. 5. Cosmology, a purposeful universe emanating from the One, with humanity participating in its order. It excludes specific doctrines to maintain 90% alignment, using neutral language to bridge diverse narratives. So that's what it gave me. It is a little boiled down because it's tried to adhere to the, obviously these different religions, with 3 exceptions, and even they are going to have their differences, but not everyone has common points in their mythology and their history and stuff. So, I would want something that actually more attempts to actually integrate all those details into one longer, coherent narrative. But I don't know. As far as an answer from Grok goes, that's not too far off from, I guess, my own thinking of what a universal monotheism would be. So anyway, I thought an interesting experiment to share with everyone. So leave comments below about your thoughts on any of the things said in that word salad that I just spat through. You might have to rewatch a few parts to figure out what I said. I'd probably have to watch a few parts to figure out what I said too. So anyway, hit like and subscribe. Leave comments below. Hit the bell. Hype the video. Check out links below to support the channel. And until next time, stay waspinated.
Experience the thrills of classic pulp action adventure in Expedition to Ancient Egypt, featuring a variety of source books to enhance your campaign. Now available in the Ancient Egypt compilation. Get yours today on Amazon.com or DriveThruRPG and begin your time-traveling adventures in the ancient past.